New leaked footage from an XRP event reveals a strategy 99% of crypto investors are completely ignoring. Hey guys, welcome back to Whiteboard Crypto Update. In today's video, we'll talk about XRP. So be sure to stay focused, as you surely don't want to miss out on this. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications by hitting the bell so you never miss any of our uploads. This video is for educational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions. So something interesting just happened, and it's something that could completely change how you look at the crypto space, especially when it comes to Ripple and XRP, because new footage of David Schwartz has started circulating from an XRP event, and in that footage, he explains a strategy that most people in crypto are completely overlooking. And once you understand it, you'll realize that while the majority of the market is chasing one direction, Ripple has been moving in a completely different one this entire time. So to really understand why this matters, you have to go back to the beginning of how many people experienced crypto in the first place. Because when people first entered this space, the biggest attraction was innovation. Better case of the life. There were new ideas everywhere. Things that didn't exist in the traditional financial system. Completely new ways to earn, trade, and interact with money. Whether it was staking, yield farming, DeFi protocols, NFTs, or complex token systems. It felt like the future of finance was being built from scratch. And because of that, new value was being created in the market, new assets were appearing, and capital was flowing into these ecosystems at a rapid pace. But over time, something became very clear. While these ideas were interesting and even exciting, most of them were not practical for everyday people. They were complex, high risk, and often disconnected from how the real financial system actually works. And that's exactly why, despite all the growth and attention, crypto still hasn't reached true mass adoption. Yes, platforms like Ethereum became dominant in DeFi, and Solana captured massive retail interest through NFTs and meme coins. But when you really analyze what happened, a lot of that activity wasn't sustainable. Many systems relied on reward structures that inflated tokens, meaning people were earning rewards while the actual value of those tokens was dropping. And on the retail side, a lot of the volume came from speculation, which faded as quickly as it appeared, leaving many people questioning what in crypto actually has long-term value. And this is exactly where David Schwartz's perspective becomes so important. Because while most of the industry was focused on building new financial experiments, Ripple was focused on something entirely different. Instead of trying to reinvent finance, they decided to upgrade it. And this is where the key idea comes in. According to David Schwartz, Ripple's strategy is enterprise first and retail later. And this isn't just a random approach. It's actually based on how major technologies have historically evolved. If you look at the internet, it didn't start with everyday users. It started with governments, military systems, and large corporations. They built the infrastructure first, and only after that did it become accessible to the general public. And Ripple is following that exact same path, because right now, the average person doesn't wake up thinking about DeFi or complex crypto systems. They use simple financial tools like payments, bank accounts, savings, and loans. And that's exactly what Ripple is focusing on. Not creating entirely new behaviors, but taking existing financial systems and rebuilding them on blockchain technology. And this creates a massive shift in strategy, because instead of trying to convince millions or even billions of individuals to learn how crypto works, you focus on integrating your technology into major financial institutions. And by doing that, you instantly gain access to their entire user base, which means adoption doesn't happen slowly, it happens at scale. And this raises a very simple but powerful question. What is easier? Teaching 1 billion people how to use crypto wallets, protocols, and token systems, or integrating with a few major institutions that already serve those 1 billion people? And the answer is obvious, and that's exactly why Ripple's approach stands out. While the rest of the market is focused on short-term innovation, and hype-driven cycles. Ripple is focused on long-term infrastructure, and this is where the concept becomes even more important, because the future of crypto might not be about creating entirely new financial systems. It might simply be about improving the current one, faster transactions, lower costs, greater efficiency, but still based on systems people already understand. And that's what David Schwartz is positioning for. Not a completely different world, but a better version of the one we already have. And if this strategy works, adoption won't require people to change their behavior. It will happen naturally because the systems they already use will simply become more efficient behind the scenes. And this is exactly how the internet expanded, not by turning everyone into technical experts, but by allowing companies to build user-friendly systems on top of complex infrastructure. And Ripple is applying that same model to finance, which leads to what many would consider the next phase of the industry. Not the experimental and often unsustainable DeFi models we've seen before, but a more mature version, where traditional financial services operate on blockchain rails, stable, practical, and integrated into everyday life. And when you step back and look at the bigger picture, it becomes clear that there are two completely different paths forming in crypto. One focused on speculation, rapid experimentation, and short-term trends, and another focused on infrastructure, institutional adoption, and real-world utility. And the difference between these two paths is massive, because there is already an enormous amount of value sitting inside the traditional financial system, far more than what currently exists in crypto. And the real opportunity isn't just creating new assets, it's bringing that existing value onto digital rails. And that's exactly what Ripple is trying to do. They're not trying to win by building the most exciting ecosystem in the short term. They're trying to become the foundation that the future financial system runs on, building what is needed today so that tomorrow's innovation can exist on top of it. And if that vision plays out the way David Schwartz describes, then what we're seeing right now in crypto might not even be the main event. It might just be the early stage of something much bigger that is still being built underneath the surface. Well, guys, that's all we have for you today. What are your thoughts on XRP? Get involved and let us know in the comments down below. If you guys like this video, then be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again in the next video. Goodbye.